आज के इस विश्लेषण में we are completely decoding the ultimate blueprint for scoring a perfect 600 out of 600. Plus, we're going to master 2 foundational math chapters. Welcome, focused learners, to today's explainer. Let's dive right into this.
So, here is our roadmap. We are moving from macro study habits to micro math mechanics. First, the 600-600 topper mindset. 2, beating the backlog monster. 3, the real numbers family. 4, decoding linear equations. And 5, solving with the elimination method. All right, let's get to it.
Part 1. The 600/600 topper mindset. Decoding Vaibhav Arora's perfect routine.
Scoring perfectly absolutely doesn't mean giving up your personal life. Take a look at Vaibhav's chronological routine. This guy is such an inspiring case. He perfectly balanced sports, Python coding, school leadership, and his friendships, all while hitting that flawless 600 out of 600. Just notice how a highly structured schedule actually gives you time for both intense academics and a super fulfilling life. So he wakes up at 4:30 a.m. for cricket practice, heads to school, and then, this is key, takes a dedicated rest at 2 p.m. His homework is completely knocked out by 3 o'clock, way before his online classes even start at 5 p.m. He even fits in family time before sleeping by 11 p.m. It's honestly a masterclass in balance.
But you might be wondering, how do you actually sit through hours of online classes without losing your mind? Well, it all comes down to your seating capacity. The source material points out something so true. Short-form content, endlessly scrolling through reels, has severely damaged our attention spans. To fight back, you've got to slowly rebuild your focus. Start by adding just 5 extra minutes of uninterrupted study time each day. Literally, just 5 minutes. Keep stacking those 5 extra minutes until you can comfortably endure a standard 1.5-hour class.
Moving to Part 2. Beating the backlog monster. How to clear pending classes without stress. Let's be totally honest here. Falling behind and watching that backlog grow is an overwhelming hurdle for pretty much every single student. But the secret weapon to actually conquer it? The 1.5x Speed Sunday rule. This is a proven, absolute game changer. Instead of pausing your current live classes to catch up, which, let's face it, just creates a brand new backlog, dedicate your weekends to clearing 4 to 5 pending classes by watching them at 1.5 times the normal speed. You keep moving forward while cleaning up the past.
And you can optimize this catch-up time even further. Not every subject requires a full hour-long lecture, right? For easier topics, just lean on one-shot summary videos. For subjects like IT, AI, or language theory like Hindi, you can often just rely on direct class notes. Be strategic about it. Only watch the specific portions of the videos where you have actual doubts. This simple triage is going to save you a massive amount of time.
All right, Part 3. The real numbers family, from Aryabhata to modern math. Welcome to our first math boss battle. The entire mathematical landscape totally shifted when the revolutionary concept of zero was gifted to the world by Aryabhata, right out of Bihar. And why does this matter to us? Because real numbers aren't just abstract ideas drawn on a dusty chalkboard. They practically power everything around us. From managing your money and finances, to tracking locations via GPS, even measuring ingredients for a recipe and constructing buildings. Real numbers are basically the language of reality.
So, the crucial starting point is defining what they actually are. Real numbers include any number that falls between negative infinity and positive infinity. It's this massive, all-encompassing family that includes almost every single number we can imagine, calculate, or actually use in our daily lives.
Let's break down this family tree. Real numbers split into 2 main branches. First, rational numbers. These can be cleanly written as a fraction, p over q. But check out that key rule. Q, the denominator, can never be 0. Seriously, if you divide by 0, the math universe practically breaks. On the other hand, you have irrational numbers. These are kind of the rebels. They simply cannot be written in that clean p over q format.
Now, I've got a direct question to test your foundational knowledge. What is the smallest composite number? Or in Hindi, yogic sankhya. Think back to your definitions for a second. A composite number has more factors than just one and itself. Take a quick second to lock in your guess. Got it?
And the answer is 4. Why? Well, because it's divisible by 1, it's divisible by itself, and it's divisible by at least one other number, which is 2. This is an absolute exam favorite, guys, so definitely make sure this fact is firmly planted in your memory.
Part 4. Decoding linear equations. The rules of 2 variables.
This brings us to the second core math concept we are tackling today.
First things first, we need to set these strict boundaries for what actually makes an equation linear. A linear equation in two variables contains exactly two variables, like an x and a y. But the absolute, non-negotiable necessity here is that the maximum power, or the degree, of each variable must be exactly 1. No squares, no cubes. Literally just the power of 1.
To help you remember this, the sources share a really catchy, memorable quote, "Subka malik ik," which translates to, "Everyone's master is 1." This brilliantly illustrates the rule that if a variable has no visible power or coefficient written next to it, it is always assumed to be 1. 1 is essentially the master of the linear equation. Now watch out for a classic exam trick here. Look at these two examples. 5x plus 2y equals 6 is a perfectly valid linear equation. Both variables have a power of 1. But compare it to this. 4 over x plus 5y equals 2. That is invalid. Why? Because when a variable like x is hidden down in the denominator, moving it up to the numerator makes its power -1, and that totally ruins the power of 1 rule. Do not fall for this trick on test day.
Part 5. Solving with Elimination Method, the ultimate tool for finding variables.
This is a highly requested, exam favorite method that is absolutely essential for finding the exact values of x and y. Let's carefully walk through this sequential, 4-step framework. It basically turns a complex, intimidating problem into basic arithmetic. Okay, step 1, align the two equations neatly on top of each other. Step 2, equalize the coefficients of one of the variables by multiplying the equations. Step 3, add or subtract to eliminate that variable entirely. And step 4, solve for the remaining variable and substitute that answer back in to find the first one. It's literally a foolproof system if you just follow the steps.
But hey, before you rush off to solve everything, I want to share a highly practical warning straight from the source material. Double-check your positive and negative signs when copying equations to a new page. I cannot stress this enough. It is a devastatingly common, silly mistake to flip a plus to a minus simply because you turn the exam page. Stay completely focused and verify your signs every single time.
So, you now have the macro study habits and the micro math strategies right at your fingertips. The only question left is, are you ready to build your seating capacity, kill those backlogs, and absolutely conquer the Class 10 math blueprint?